We were also having a prominent speaker, Shri Sanu Das, ex-president, Jindal India Thermal Power Limited, Anugul, Odisha, with us. Let me now take the privilege to speak something about him. Shri Sanu Das is a highly qualified professional with a BSc Technology in Ceramics from Kolkata University, earned in the batch of 1980. With a career spanning several decades, he has an extensive experience in various prestigious organizations. His early career involved roles as assistant manager, superintendent, and head of refactory maintenance at Cell, Nalco, Aluminium Bahrain, Dubai Aluminium, Palco, Vedant Aluminium Group until 2005. From 2006 onwards, Sri Shanu Das transitioned into leadership position, serving as the head of administration, head of projects in Jharsuguda Aluminium Plant, Keonjhar Steel Plant, Vedanta University project in Pune. His responsibilities encompassed corporate social responsibility, administration, public relations with government officials, political figures, security, land acquisition. Notably, he served as the president of Jindal India Thermal Power Limited in Anugul, Odisha, from 2011 to 2012. Overseeing a wide range of functions since 2012, Sri Sanu Das has been contributing as a volunteer to Ekal Abhiyan, a prominent NGO that received the Gandhi Peace Prize in 2007. Currently, he holds the position of Honorary President of East Prabhag A, Odisha, Bengal, and Chhattisgarh, and is a member of the Central Executive Committee of Ekal Abhiyan. His commitment to social causes and extensive experience in diverse fields reflects his dedication to making a positive impact on society.
Now I must invite Mr. Sanu Das to the podium. He is a professor of practice, and we'll love to invite and listen from him. He is an engineer, he is a manager, and he is also now leading a corporate CSR activity in the city of Bhubaneswar. Please.
Namaskar, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. I must thank Professor Shrikant Patnaik and Professor Francisco to give me this opportunity to speak about some CSR activities, why it is required, and alternate and secondary livelihood projects. This I will speak with my practical experience, not from the theory. So what is CSR? It is a corporate social responsibility. Through CSR, a corporate can improve social order and also can promote their brand value. There are few different types of CSR which we used to follow in Vedanta and Jindal India Thermal Power. One by one, I will tell you. First is environmental responsibility. What is environmental responsibility? What type of CSR is it? First of all, many corporates in India, they acquire land in villages or in some forest area where they cut the trees and they establish their industry. So plantation is a must for them. They have to do plantation. Even if they're not cutting trees for the environmental purpose, it is the duty of the corporates to plant the trees as many as possible nearby their areas and nearby their villages. Second is creating soaking pits in the nearby periphery of their villages so that this soaking pit will keep the houses clean and the water will go, and it will also improve the groundwater level. Similarly, they have to create through awareness in most of the village houses, garbage pits. What is happening? In villages, even in many towns in India, we are throwing the garbage here and there. Very few garbage handling plants are there. So in villages, I cannot expect in India to have garbage handling plants. When we are not able to have a plant in cities, it is not possible in the villages. So it is better to treat them, help them, give them money, monetary some support, and make garbage pits. And these garbage pits will create manure which can be utilized in the agriculture, for the agriculture. This is a very good manure and it can be utilized to keep the area of the village clean, and the same manure can be utilized in the agriculture field. These things we are doing in Vedanta. When I was head of corporate affairs, CSR was part of me, and in Jindal India Powers was the president and CSR was part of me. Same is you're constructing ponds. Because now in India, our groundwater level is coming down. I think only one state which I have seen in India is Tamil Nadu, where they are constructing a lot of ponds because of their agriculture purposes. I have visited a lot of ponds and their agriculture field. But very few places in India, particularly in Odisha, because I have worked in Odisha in Vedanta University projects, Vedanta Jharsuguda project, Sterlite Iron and Steel project in Keonjhar, or Jindal India Thermal Power in Kanya. Very few villages, they have ponds. So pond is required again for the same purpose of the ground water level reducing. If we will not have the ponds, it will not, groundwater level will come down. We cannot help it. So that is one more important thing which we have to work. So all this will give a very improved social order, the part of the CSR, the part of the funding. Even I have seen many villages have ponds are dirty. That also need to be clean. All these things we used to do in corporates. That's why I have experience. As Professor Srikant Patnaik said, professor in practice. So this is environmental responsibility, and we have to do that. That is a part of the social corporate social responsibility, and they have to. Second is philanthropy. Most of the India's CSR is based on philanthropy. That is constructing hospitals, school buildings, providing midday meals in the schools, sending the children to some schools like in Vedanta University projects. We are tied up with DAV school. We used to bring by our bosses to the school. That is also is done, all philanthropy. And many midday meals have been started by the corporates in the schools. And this is a very, one more thing which I am going to tell you. This is very, very different. I have not seen everywhere except Vedant when we have introduced. It is a veterinary mobile unit for the treatment for the animals in the villages. We only started in Vedanta because I have seen many CSR projects. Because of my NGO also, I have visited many of the villages in India and particularly in Odisha. I have never seen. This is very much required because the CSR doesn't mean that we only do for the humans, because animals is also part of it. So we have to do something for the animals also. Similarly, we are many places in India because of the power problems, voltage problems. Some corporate has started, particularly my NGO has started, computer on wheels. We have a bus. In the bus, we have 10 computers. We have a computer teacher who goes on giving training to the village, periphery villages. That's a good thing. At least you go on with village to village and you can give. That is also, the corporates should do it. Through NGOs or through them, they should do it. These are two very unique philanthropic ideas. Health comes nowadays, everybody is doing it. And then another thing is, again, I have not seen very much with the corporates, but I have seen with the Vedant only. We have done it through NGOs. There are many NGOs who teaches the adults. So we used to give them. Pratham is one of them. Pratham is, I think, they teach the children also, where we cannot send them to the school, interior villages. Prathama started giving them educations. I think Professor Srikant Patnaik must be knowing about Pratham, the NGO, very famous NGO in India. So for the teaching line. So through them, we have given adult educations, because in many of the Indian villages, adults are not properly educated. So for them, we have to tie up with the NGOs, and we should, corporates should give education to the adults in the evening, because in the morning they are busy with their farmland or their livelihoods. So in the evening they are free, so they have to give them. This is known as philanthropic. In philanthropic, I will give you some more examples of what I have seen in USA. Exactly what I have told now, the veterinary mobile units Vedanta has introduced. Similarly, in USA, all the Jews have CSR funding for their animals, for their maintenance, for everything. So that also is lacking in India. We should encourage, because now Jews, the animals are there. Animal is also part of us. It is this balances the humans and them in our world. So without them, we cannot live, and without us, they cannot live. So we have to take care of them. So the Jew also, we should start, the corporates in India must think about it, like veterinary medical units, CSR funding for the Jews, for the animals, for the maintenance. This is the philanthropic most of the Indian corporates are doing. They are building cancer hospitals, they are building good schools also, but interior villages, it is lacking. They have to do more on it. The third point is economic development. Economic development is basically the corporates in India, they take acquired lands in villages where the farmers of those villages, they lose their livelihood. So my second topic, which is their CSR and secondary or alternate livelihood, are interlinked. Economic developments and the alternate or secondary livelihood are interlinked. Without that, it will be very difficult for the corporate to survive. So what is that? Like, they should encourage, again, through NGOs, or now I am forgetting the name of, in Odisha government, we have for the fish farming, goat farming, poultry farming, they have a institute where they give loans. So the corporate should support the villagers to do all this farming. So with that, they can develop their economy, they can improve their economy. Even if they have not taken, they have not given the land to the corporate, still it is the duty of the corporate to see that the villagers in India should get alternate farming, because we in India, if the lands are not proper, one seasoning farming, two seasoning farming, three seasoning farming. If lands are proper, always one seasoning farming. And basically, 90% of the Odisha lands are one seasoning farming. So the alternate secondary livelihood is must whenever any corporates are coming in Odisha. Second is through NGOs helping the farming. I mean, there are a lot of new processes come. Of course, government is training them, but it is very slow. If a corporate in the periphery areas, if they can engage NGOs and they can teach farming, it's well and good. And with this, I will tell cooperative farming. This is what we have started in Vedant University project in Puri. We had taken some NGO, I'm forgetting the name, it's long back, 2007, 2009. So I'm forgetting the NGO name. They had come, they had taken 4, 5, 6, 7 farmers' land. They told them how to do farming. They are helping for the irrigations. They are doing it. So this is also, through this, they can have improve their yields and they can have a better economic conditions. Similarly, now I think most of you who are sitting here or Professor Francisco must be knowing now corporate farming, what they are doing, the food processing, which is known as a food processing. The food processing companies like Pepsi, like those who are making chips and all, they are, particularly in Punjab, in India, we have started this corporate farming. They support the farmers, they give money, whatever they produce, they buy it. So this is the corporate farming. It is also, it is only I have seen in Punjab. Other places I have not seen, maybe, but I have not seen. Then second is, another thing, there comes skill development. This skill development means tailoring, pickle making, beautification, training, papad making. Professor Francis may not be understanding what is papad making, but it's okay. With this, you can create a self-help group and you can, again, because you have taken their land, you have taken their many things, livelihood, so this also helps. Now, I would like to point out here what Professor Francisco said and Professor Srikant Patnaik said that in Odisha or central government has done this. No, I will say government's duty is not here. Because our government has failed to make the corporate understand this is their duty, this is their responsibility. Government responsibility is not to make self-help group. They are not there to give skill. Okay, skill development they will give for employment purpose, but not for pickle making or for beautification. This is all those corporate they should do it, which we are lacking in India. This is a very much required and we have to do it. Though government is doing, but I think it is the responsibility of the corporate to do it. Then here comes what are the challenges I will tell with my experience with economic development. When I was in Vedanta Jharsuguda project, we had brought in 2 professors from IIMT Bhubaneswar to do this type of projects and help the villagers. They gave the presentation to the district collector, I mean, head of the district, a bureaucrat. The question came immediately from the government collector that who will do the marketing? Because it is not the corporate farming. This is we are giving the support, monetary support, and we are giving the training to establish this. But who will do the marketing? But many of the corporate hesitate to give the marketing because to do the marketing of these products is very, very difficult. So that is a challenge. And I think we have to work on it. Even, management institutes, social organizations, NGOs has to work on it and to find out how whatever is produced in the villages can be sold in the market. It is even in my NGO also, we are making a lot of organic products. Same problem. Marketing is a big problem, though with our personal contacts, we sell, but it's very, very difficult. Very, very difficult to sell in the personal contacts. So that is a challenge we have to see and we have to overcome. And now the mistakes the corporate do during their CSR activities. The first mistake we have also done. The first mistake is short-term planning. We do not plan regular. I will give a personal, very, very open. I mean, I don't have to hide anything. Like when the Vedanta University project stopped, they stopped sending children to the DAV schools. They stopped buses. They stopped midday meals. No, it should not be. Though at that by that time I had left, but it should not be. And empty promises. Don't make promises which you are not able to do, which the corporate people cannot able to sustain, or we cannot do. Like economic development, they will say, but they are not doing the marketing. This type of false commitment they should not do. And lack of engagement with the stakeholders. This is a very big point in Indian corporates. For philanthropic, there is no issue, but for the economic development through CSR projects, it is a big, for environmental also not problem, but economic development is a problem. That is why central government and state governments are doing this, taken up these activities rather than the corporates in India. Here I would like to tell you one more thing, that CSR activities in USA, what I have seen, even the corporates make, I was talking to Professor Shrikant Patnaik before this in his chamber, that they also give scholarship. They declare scholarship in the different institute or in the universities. Secondly, the corporate get along with the universities to find out if they are facing any problems in engineering side or in management side. So they work together through the monetary support from the corporate, which is totally lagging. What I came to know, I have my experience and I was discussing with Professor Shrikant Patnaik that it is lacking. I have also discussed with many IIT professors also. They said it is lacking. It is very few there working. But one thing I was very happy that I had met a professor, Mr. Professor Rajkumar. He was in charge of IIT Bhubaneswar. He was then he was transferred to IIT Kharagpur, but now he has retired. He told me IIT Bhubaneswar has started some work in villages, like a corporate social responsibility. That is a very good thing. But then, along with that, they also should, corporates should come with, and they should tie up with the universities or institute like Professor Shrikant Patnaik to have to improve their quality of their management staff, to do research work, how to improve their quality and everything. That is what we are lagging. That is also part of corporate social responsibility. Then I would like to go back and give some little bit of Hindu philosophy on it. In Vedas, in our Hindu philosophy, we have got 4 stages of life. Basically, I have followed one, so that is why I'm giving. One is brahmachari, that is from date of birth to the age of 25 when you study, and then we call it a grihastha. Grihastha means you live a married life, you'll get all the knowledges, whether you are an engineer or a doctor or whatever, you get all the experiences. This is, and then there is a banaprasthi. Banaprasthi means around 50-55 years to retire from your business, from your everything. Your child must be, by that time, as per Indian standard, it is expected by 50-55 your children are established. They have gone into the grihastha. So you leave them. If you're a businessman, leave everything with them. Grihastha, banaprasthi means you go and work, social work. You start doing social work. Whether it is going to the village, help the corporates, please do this, go to the corporates, bring money from them, do something like we are doing now. And then after 70-75 years, it is called sannyas. Sannyas means it's not that. Sannyas means you have to go deep into it. Sannyas means because we have all the life experiences from brahmacharya to grihastha to banapastha, you become a professor in practice. So you stay in a remote area, bring in student, which was known as Gurukul, and you give teachings. Particularly now, our government is following this. Like Swami Vivekananda, one of our great Swamis, he had also said that we need a value education. So without value educations, we cannot sustain. So value education means what we do in day-to-day life, not value educations mean what an engineer will do or what a doctor or a management person will do. It is how to live in a day-to-day life. So that is very important. So that is why now professor in practice has started, but that is a separate secondary. But we should come up, we should help the society. So again, thanks, Professor Srikant Patnaik and Francisco. Thanks all.